go and relax and
Yeah.
have fun.
Did y'all
But-
feel like there was like an instant connection? Like just.
I did a little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, just a little bit.
A little, yeah. I mean, I think it's always weird, like, because you always feel a little bit more closed off to somebody like that.
Mhm.
Just like because your guard goes up because you don't want to let them in, and then they don't want anything to do with you, and then you
Right.
get crushed.
Because, yeah, what if she was super weird and I would be like, okay, never see you again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, also, things that ran through my mind were, like, what type of resentment does she have of our past and our history and our parents, like, giving us up or not being able to raise us? And, but then again, on the bright side of it, like, how fortunate we are to have had families that adopted us and take us in and raise us. So, you've got so many different sides to think about, before we actually met and sat down and really got into more depth, like, thoughts and, feelings of all that. So.
And that's a really good point, Mary, is I had never thought about that before, but you may not resent the past, but she totally could.
Right.
And that's a lot to take on, as if you're happy in your own adoptive families and in your families, that's who you are and your identity that you've created and things like that, to bring on that type of style from, the adopted sister or sibling or whatever. So I'm sure that's a lot. So does that kind of, how does that make y'all feel about going forward to search out more of your siblings to see if there are more? Or does that scare you a little bit, or does that make you think you're gung-ho on, like, we're going to do this?
No, that's so scary. Because that's the reason it took me so long to accept her message, too, is that I was like, what if I accept her message and she's only reaching out because her life has been, like, pure hell, and she got adopted by, like, a family that beat her,
Right.
or made her live in bad conditions or something like that, and then now I'm going to feel, it sounds bad, but I'm going to feel kind of obligated to want to take her in and try to make up for her getting adopted to that home when I had a good home.
Right.
So what if we find our other siblings and they, like, got the short end of the stick? And
Right. And even in the initial meeting, like, wondering, even if she did carry some of the resentment, or I did, or, meeting each other, like, the memories that she may or may not have and the memories I may or may not have, and discussing them and really going forth from that point, like, what if, okay, now, I have this great life and my adopted family's great, and say that, hers wasn't, and, you try to, both where you came from now, from adopted families, so how do you move forth in trying to encourage each other still on a positive path of life, in a sense, you know? So it's definitely hard, and I don't know. Of course, I want to know if we have other siblings and whatnot, but I don't know. I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
If, that's
I don't want to do it too quick.
Yeah.
I'm still like in this
And
transition.
I have no regrets in us finding each other or reaching out. I mean, it's been a positive, transition of finding a biological sibling, but now it's more in depth, trying to do it like she said, trying to find like the family health histories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe now, and we have each other help each other do that, maybe.
Yeah. So what is the plan for finding parents?
Well,
It's
I
just,
don't know.
yeah, it's hard because, like, if they don't spit in a tube, like, we can't just be like, oh, ding, we connect. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I only have that one picture to go off of. I'm not really sure how much stuff she has because she's a little older. But, I mean, I guess we can just, like, combine our stuff and then we can just start from the bottom. Like, we know what city we were born in.
And I'm all about wanting to find the information and then see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do y'all even want to meet them?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know if we both know the real reasons why we were given up for adoption, or were we taken away? Were we willingly given up for adoption? Were they drug addicts? Were they, did they beat our other siblings? Did they beat either of us? So part of the reason why we've come to a counselor is just to, before we start digging into a lot of those, just looking for the guidance.
We don't want to turn over rocks. We don't want to find stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It kind of makes us nervous, but.
Yeah, and I think that both of y'all are really at a good place. Both of y'all seem to really have a good head on your shoulders. Y'all are thinking about this very clearly, open-minded. Y'all are going about it at a slow pace, which is good as far as, y'all are being very cautious. Y'all are protecting not just yourselves, but y'all are also thinking of each other in this and how y'all feel, but not only how y'all feel, but how your other family feels. So there are a lot of dynamics that come into play in this situation. I think the thing that y'all really need to just sit back and dwell in is the fact that y'all have done a great thing so far in this relationship. And to discuss moving forward, with you being in the New England area and you being here in Texas, counseling on a long-term basis may be kind of difficult for y'all to continue doing. I mean, there are ways that you can counsel online and other things that, that we can look at and evaluate, but the thing to decide moving forward is how do we want to begin to look at our new path? Which direction do we want to go? Which direction do we want to begin to evaluate? Do we want to continue to just work on just us and see where that goes and where that leads, and focus on siblings and let the parents and stuff kind of come as it will? But really, I think just to sit back and to work on y'all in this new relationship, this new direction. I'm sure y'all each have your own families, and to mesh those together. Do you want to mesh those together? Do you want them to meet and to get to know each other? How do you want the direction of this to go? Really, y'all have, y'all are writing a new book, and y'all are the authors, and y'all get to collaborate together on how y'all develop this story, and what a beautiful story it is. Because this relationship, can become what y'all decided for it to make. So really, it's super encouraging and motivating that y'all have done this and reached out to each other. I don't know how much I can help y'all, decide that, other than guide you in that y'all are really doing the right thing. I really don't know if there's anything that I could tell you that y'all haven't already said. Y'all are being cautious. Like what are we going to find when we turn this rock over? That's something that y'all can work through together, and to decide which direction you want to go and to see. How often do y'all see each other now?
It's hard, because we're so far apart. I would say maybe 2 to 3 times a year.
Okay.
Kind of spread out over the quarters, kind of.
Okay. How often do y'all talk on a regular basis?
Weekly.
Weekly?
Yeah, I would say
That's
weekly.
Really good.
Like if it's not just a pop-up message here, or like a quick text here, or you know what I mean. I don't know. Once a month we probably have like a good lengthy phone conversation,
Okay.
just to catch up. I think more of it now is, personally for me, is just like getting my family to know her and her family a little bit more. But I mean, the digging, of course, is to come in time. But like you said, kind of focus on this relationship, and if we want our families to meet each other and know their real cousins and things like that, so.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be really good, maybe just set up, like some FaceTime video time or whatever, and for y'all to sit down, or to, maybe separately write out like what your goals are, and what yours are, what your hesitations are, what your concerns are, and what yours are, and to kind of put those together and see where they are, and then maybe y'all together kind of prioritize them. And if one's more important to her that isn't as important to you, or that maybe you're concerned about, then y'all express and y'all talk about that openly. I don't really know that there's a right or wrong answer for any of this situation. I'm certainly here to help y'all if y'all need to come back, and if we can take this counseling thing as needed. I mean, when you're here, or whatever, and y'all want to set up sessions to kind of talk it out, or if we can figure out a way to do this, with you all the way there. I mean, I'm certainly willing to work with y'all. However, we can figure out how to make it work to help y'all work through the dynamics of this. But I think just y'all sitting together and figuring out what is important, what y'all's concerns are, your hesitations are, and then bringing that together will kind of give you a plan as far as to how to move forward with y'all's situation. But then in the meantime, y'all just keep working on y'all. Well, thank y'all for coming in. We will, we'll set this up as needed. We're going to talk. I'm going to go back out there to the 40 with y'all, and we'll talk, and we'll set up some stuff, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank y'all for coming in.
Thanks.